Mindy from Cute Girls Hairstyles, and today I am going to show you 3 ways to style your hair for back to school, back to college that requires very little time and very little skill. It's fabulous, they look amazing. I'm gonna show you how to do these really cool mini accent boho braids. Then we're gonna show you how to do bubble braids, which are super on trend this season. And we're going to do some mini twists. So let's get to it. The first hairstyle we're gonna go over today is mini bubble braids. I'm seeing this one everywhere right now for the fall. Huge trend for back to school, but also very easy. So I started by using this Hairitage by Mindy heat protectant, and I curled my hair with this 1 1/4 Hairitage by Mindy curling iron. And you know, just curled it up. So this gave me this look. And now we're going to accent it. This is a great way to prolong your hairstyles as a day 2 or a day 3 style. I'm gonna start by picking up just kind of this front quadrant of hair right here. If you imagine like a 2" by 2" square right here at the top of my part line, I parted down the middle. And I like to reach right here and just pull these front hairs out a little bit more. This just kind of makes it a little more, you can see the difference right there. Not quite so clean edged, but also gives it a little more boho feel, which I like. Okay, now I'm taking an elastic. I'm gonna use black elastics, but if you needed to, you could use clear. They come in black or clear if you buy the little mini elastic and elastic cutter kit. So I'm gonna take this elastic and secure it. Easy peasy, no braiding skills required, which is nice. So secure it like this, tighten it down, and you're gonna get like this little kind of puff off the side. You're gonna repeat everything I'm doing on one side on the other side, but I'm just gonna show you on one side to begin with. So then you take a second elastic, go down like maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and secure it with another elastic, okay? Like this, and then just barely give it a little tight and tug. Now, we don't want giant bubbles for this style, otherwise they kind of poke off to the side of your head and look weird. So I'm just doing ever so slight little tugs just so you get like the appearance of a slight bubble, but it's not like too dramatic. If you have super fine hair, you can always put a little hairspray in before you do this, or you could even run a little gel through your hair, or even a little magic dust to add a little grit. And then you're just gonna go back. And if you want to bubble any more than you already did, you can go back and just play with it like this. And then I just make sure it's gonna lay nice and flat against my head. You don't want it doing this, like popping out. So adjust as needed. Like you can kind of play with it. See how I just did that? And then it will lay flatter. So now I'm gonna repeat on this side, and then we'll come back and show you what it looks like. You're all finished up. Now, depending on what my hair needed, like if it was day 3, I would probably spray a little dry shampoo in the roots to help with that. You can always use a little bit of hairspray if you need that to just hold everything in place. Or even if you want more volume in your roots, some magic dust would work too. So I kind of just assess the situation and go from there. But there's look number 1. Let's do a final spin on the mini bubble braids. Like I said, no braiding required. Nice and easy. Great 2nd day or 3rd day hair. After wearing this style, one of my least favorite parts is always taking the elastics out. So the elastic cutter, you guys. The elastic cutter by Hairitage by Mindy. All you have to do is lift up one of those little elastic ends. You reach this through and it just cuts. There's a little razor blade in there that cuts the elastic, and then they just fall out instead of tearing your hair out with the elastics, which is awesome. So great for little kids too, because I swear my babies always cried when we had to take out elastics. So again, just hook it and it just rips that elastic and they come right out. Okay, for the second hairstyle, we are going to use the same starting point. So we just have our little pieces pulled up into squares right here, but this time we're gonna do mini twists. So super easy, but I do like, just so you know on this one, I like to use a little magic dust. So take your magic dust, and tap it, see if I can, down the shaft a little bit of the hair like this. And that's just gonna like add a little texture and grit to your hair, which is helpful with the twist. So you divide your hair in 2, and you're gonna twist them both the same direction. For me, that's to my left. So twisting to my left, twisting to my left, okay, to the left, to the left. Now you're gonna go to the right, to the right. I feel like we're singing a song at this point. And you're gonna twist them together going the opposite direction of what you twisted originally, okay? So this is called a rope twist when you do the reverse twisting, kind of like we just did. and all it does is lock the twist in place so it doesn't loosen up. Like normally if you just did one twist, when you let go, they would like all loosen up. See how that didn't budge? Didn't loosen? And that's a pretty tight twist. You can do it looser than that if you want. Like you can kind of tug and pull and relax them a little. It's entirely up to you how you want this to look when you're all finished. The nice part about the little magic dust we put in is it's just gonna kind of help hold all those little flyaways in there no matter how you play with it. So again, gonna repeat this process on this side and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Here's our final spin on the twist. It's just a fun little playful mini twist. For our third style, you guys, we're gonna do mini boho braids. These are so fun. I'm gonna show you 2 different ways you can finish them depending on how you want them to look, and let's get to it. Okay, so you can see my hair is just the curls. Remember I used this and heat protectant to achieve these. And I am going to take just a little section kind of right in here. I go back maybe like a ½ inch to an inch because I want some of these front facing pieces to just fall by my face. I don't want it to be right next to my face, so. And we're gonna take maybe this much hair, okay? You see that little section? Now, I personally like tapping a little bit of magic dust through my hair again. I already have some in it from the last style, so I'm just gonna do it really lightly. But again, it just gives a little bit of grit and texture, helps the braid hold. And you're gonna divide it into 3 sections. So normally when you're braiding 3 sections, like you kind of run your fingers down to like loosen those ends. The only thing here is you're not gonna do that. Like I am trying to kind of guide it down a little bit, but I don't want to completely unknot those ends, okay? So you can see that as I'm braiding the top, it's also braiding the bottom, and at some point it's just gonna become two meet in the middle, and I just flip it through. And then what that does is just like locks that braid in. It's crazy, right? So then you can go back and refluff and loosen, and you have this really boho look because there's no elastic in your hair at all. Okay, now I'm gonna repeat on the other side and we're gonna put an elastic in for those of you that want the elastics, okay? So we're gonna tap our magic dust in. Again, adds a little grit, and then just basic 3-strand braid on this one. Like if you have a hard time, if this is getting caught, you can always use a clip, like an alligator clip like this, to hold that hair out of the way and braid around it. Like that. Just run it down. Braid, braid, braid. And I like to tug and pull, and you don't have to braid that tight either, guys. You can braid it a lot looser if you want looser look, tighter if you want tighter look. Completely and entirely up to you and the vibe you're going for. But in the end, this is what you have. Just these 2 cute little accent braids on the side, like this. Okay, let's do our final spin. Remember, this one has the elastic at the bottom and this one does not. So it's the only difference. You can see, just gives a fun little boho vibe to your hair. You could even braid beads through it if you wanted to pull the TikTok trend in, you know, and have the beads going on. But that's it, you guys. I think these are so fun for back to school. All 3 of them require very little braiding skill, and I think they're just quick and easy, plus they work on day 2 or day 3 hair. Don't get much better than that. Yay! If you guys haven't already subscribed to our channel, be sure to click the link right here. If you want to check out our other back to school hairstyles, you can click over here, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.